Hey parents, Dr. Devin here. Now, did you know that according to medical news today that 20% of us, 20% struggle with food intolerances? When I heard that, it sounded like a lot to me, and I don't know if it does to you, but then I thought about it. Wheat, barley, dairy, cheese, avocados, bananas, everything under the sun that I hear about all the time that kiddos are either allergic to, sensitive to, or just full on intolerant to. It's no longer just dairy and gluten as the two big culprits. Why is this happening in our world today? That's the question all of us parents have. Is it just bad food supply? Is it things that are getting worse? Are there more GMOs? Is it the enzymes that are just not producing? Or is it all of it? It's so hard to know. And that's what we want to look at in this video today. Because if you are a mom or dad who has worked with this, especially for your kiddos, you've probably tried everything. You've tried the elimination diets, you've tried the enzymes, you've tried the supplements, you've tried the allergy testing, really all of the above. That's what I want to talk about. That's why I want to talk about this today. Not from what we're doing inside the gut and inside the enzymes, but really how the brain is talking to the gut by one key pathway and by one key nerve. And that nerve is the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is so important to this, and I'll dig in and explain why. Now, first off, though, when we look at food intolerances, oftentimes the way that they're looked at is they're really categorized as, is it an enzyme insufficiency where internally our guts can't break down those certain proteins, those certain foods? Or secondly, if that's not the answer of why we don't produce that, which the cause is often unknown, they dig deeper. A gastroenterologist looks at it, and a lot of times we recommend eliminating foods. Well, this can help a small percentage of kiddos. Oftentimes, it really doesn't address the root cause. It just says, okay, I need to avoid this for a lifetime. And I know for a kiddo, this isn't a great answer. When, they want to eat the birthday cake at the birthday, or they want to have, the pizza, on vacation, that truly doesn't help. Now, why is that gut digestive system so sensitive to those sensitivities or even to not having the enzymes there in the first place? And the true answer really comes in when we look at it through the nervous system lens and look at that vagus nerve that I mentioned. Now, the vagus nerve is so important because it comes out of the brainstem and it really sits right here when it comes out. And then it goes into the lymph nodes, it goes into the lungs, it goes into the heart, and then it goes all over the gut. Now, the vagus nerve isn't just that brain gut connection that we talked about so much. It's also a sensory nerve that picks up what's going down in our body, in our gut, in our lungs, in our heart, all the way up and tells our brain how everything is doing. So, if this is stressed, it's going to tell our brain, hey, that is an intruder. That is something that shouldn't be here, even though it might be fully good for us, even though it might be okay. It's the brain telling the body and the body telling the brain, hey, this isn't what I want to do. I'm recognizing something as a threat that may not be a threat. Now, why is a pediatric chiropractor talking about food intolerances and the vagus nerve? And it's really because where the root of the vagus nerve is. As a pediatric chiropractor, I'm concerned with the communication from the brain to the body and the body to the brain. And the vagus nerve happens to be the most susceptible right up there in the upper cervical and in that upper neck area. In fact, I want to change screens right now and show you this map in this area, C1 through C3, which is really the area that is right here, right from the ears to the nose, the throat down to this mid neck is right where the vagus nerve lives and where it's most susceptible. It's most susceptible because babies have really the hardest time when it comes to being born with that extra birth stress, whether it be a C-section, whether it be a forceps delivery, whether it be a traumatic birth, there's oftentimes a lot of pressure right here at the birth process that affects so many different areas of the body. It affects the ENT system. It affects speech. It can affect the immune system, and it can affect that big system that we're talking about today, the digestive system. And remember, the vagus nerve is a sensory nerve. It's designed to sense what the body is doing and then what the brain should respond to it. So if the brain is telling the gut, hey, I need to be on high alert, and you eat that cheese, you eat that casein, and you eat that gluten, and the nervous system overreacts, gives you a rash, gives you an upset stomach, just troubles with your digestion and GERD and reflux and all different things. That might not be the food. It might be the communication that the brain is feeling from the body via that vagus nerve. That's why that vagus nerve is so important when digging into food intolerances, because the gastrointestinal tract, it may play a role, but parents, and I'm talking to you, if your kid has struggled with this, you've probably tried eliminating the food and you've probably tried the supplements. And if that's not getting all the way to the answer, or it's hard to live with that answer, that your kids just can't have that anymore, look to the vagus nerve, because that is really where the root cause that can go with food intolerances, not because the food is necessarily bad, but it's because the body's recognizing it as something different, something that shouldn't be there. So if you struggled with this and you have questions, let us know. This brain gut connection is so key for our kiddos, and it can help them so much. It helps kids and adults really thrive with that sensory system, with that digestive system, and even with higher levels of cognitive development. This is why oftentimes kiddos with food intolerances have struggled with immune system issues, have struggled with sensory issues, or they've struggled with, behavioral and meltdowns and things like that. It all truly works together via the vagus nerve. So if you want to know more about the vagus nerve, reach out to us. We would love to chat. It is so key to helping your kiddo not only conquering food intolerances, but allergies to certain things or even sensory problems. We just want to help. So we'd love if you'd like and share this video, if it can help someone else in your community that you know. But we're here for you. As always, God bless and be well.